Look at this beautiful view that I have here this morning at Bullocky Rest on the shores of Lake Sampson Vale. About 3-4 weeks ago, I did an unboxing for the Fotopro Origin Travel Tripod. And I stated on this unboxing how it was well packed, and people quickly said, oh, when are you going to do a review? Like, we want to see it. Like all reviews that I do, I take my time because I don't want just to receive a product, rush out and test it out 1 or 2 days and then give you feedback. Because I feel that just a couple of times going out with something, whether it be a tripod, whether it be filters, whether it be a lens, any sort of camera gear, you've got to test it out many times before you can have an accurate and honest opinion of a piece of gear. So I've been out multiple times with this Fotopro Origin Travel Tripod and I really like it. And it has some features that are very unique to Fotopro. Now, I'm not saying that just because Fotopro sent me this tripod. Like when I did the review on the monopod, which I'll put a link here if you want to look at a monopod, I state my opinions based on fact, not on this company's given me a product, because I've done reviews for other companies, other products, and when I do the review, I find that it's not suitable. So instead of talking bad about something, for me personally, I prefer to send the product back and say, well, there's flaws to this product. Fix it, then I will do a review on it. This tripod here is so light, and this is what I really wanted. By the time you see this review, I'll be in Thailand and we're traveling to China, and this is what I'd been after. A very light travel tripod, carbon fiber of course, but that is also very rugged and fits my need and my purpose, because light doesn't always mean quality, and quality doesn't always equal lightweight. Compared to my old travel tripod, this is so much lighter. Now, I forgot to mention that when I was talking about the tripod legs, the rubber boots can be removed so that you end up with this steel spike. The metal spike is inside the rubber boot, so when you need the metal spike, you just remove the rubber boot, you've got the steel spikes. When you're finished, you just put the boots back on. And it also comes with a spare set of 3 boots for your tripod. Some of the key features that I really like about this, and Fotopro is the only company that makes a tripod like this. Instead of being round or a triangle, the legs here are diamond pattern. It feels great in the hand. And this is what I also like. It is rubber. It is not foam. A lot of them has foam. You might like it at the start, but over a period of time, you will find that this foam, it gets very dirty. Here, it is rubber, not hard rubber, nice and soft. And I've put this into the mud, taken it out, hosed it off, comes up nice and clean. Let's get on to the legs here. Look how these clips are designed. It has a little indentation here and it sticks out slightly and spring loaded. Very easy. Halfway through coming down, you feel that firmness tight and it just locks down. But when you're out and about, it is very easy. I just put my hand here. I've got big fingers. My wife, who's Thai, has got very small fingers, and even she finds very easy just to unclip it. When we open this, it is nice and firm. Some tripods state, oh, well, as soon as we open it, the leg comes down. You might like it, but if the leg comes down very easily, if there's movement here, it means that if you're in the mud, if you're in the water, when you go to push it back in, what's going to happen? Water, dirt is going to go in here. This one here, there is no sand, there is no dirt that goes in here. This is attention to detail. This shows you how much Fotopro wants to promote themselves as a leading brand in all the gear they make. It is embossed with their company logo. And open the clips. It's not a clip that just clips out like that. Here, the clip stays out. So if I want to go all the way up here, when I hear the click, I know that I'm in the last position. Then I just hold it and it goes, yep, okay, this is the next part. Where's the next one? Oh, it's here. Just about all tripods now have little screw holes here. So these are what these little screw holes are for. I can put my phone here. When I'm doing content for YouTube, or if you're doing astro, you can put a light here. So you're lighting up the area where you're taking a photo. But there is one drawback to this. If I move my camera to here, then I want to photograph here. I've got to move my tripod around at the same time. This is what Fotopro have done. They have put a thread in the bolt head. Now, when I move the bolt head, I don't have to realign my tripod. It's just moving around. And if I'm taking video on my camera, I can also be taking video on my Oppo phone. It's nice and smooth. Why didn't somebody else think of that? Fotopro do so much research and development. This is a great idea. Now let's move on to the ball head. Now this is the ball head here. We've got a very small knob here just to lock the ball head. Got a very nice little clamp here. So if it's in your way, you can pull it up, lock it down. You can just move it all the way around. Arca-Swiss clamp. Not only do you get the Arca-Swiss clamp with this Fotopro ball head, but you also get the Fotopro RZ-3 clamp, which screws onto the Arca-Swiss clamp, designed for very small cameras like my Sony ZV-1 or for a mobile phone attachment. So it's more practical to have this Fotopro RZ-3 clamp on a camera like my Sony ZV-1 instead of the much larger Arca-Swiss clamp. The ball head here is very nice and smooth. I can just pinch it down. Now I've got firmness. I don't think people realize how frustrating, how annoying it is that when you tighten these, you're going from loose to tight, or you have jerkiness here. Very nice and smooth. I've put this in the water. No water gets in. All nicely sealed. The last little bit here of this tripod head, and I'm not saying this just because it's Fotopro. This is the first company that has come up with this design. And when I saw it, I thought like, well, it's just a gimmick. Then when I used it, I go like, hey, this is more than just a gimmick. This is a godsend. When we tried to line up our frame, we've got this little knob here and we can just move it around and we tighten it down. Everything above here, we adjust. But what happens if we just want a little bit minute adjustment? We've got to come down here. And a lot of times when you move this, it's very hard to get just a little bit. It moves quite a bit. There's a little clamp here. Now I'll put the camera back on and I'll show you what this little clamp does. I get the clamp here, undo it, and now look at this. My camera moves. Everything else stays the same. This is not only good for landscapes, but for me, who photographs a lot of panoramas, once this is like this, I'm just loosening off just a little bit. I can just go around. Chick, chick, chick. Everything here doesn't move. Who thinks of that? Fotopro do. This review is a little bit longer than most reviews, but there's just so much in this tripod that development has reached a stage that people are like, what can we develop to make our tripods better, to make them stand out from the crowd? Last point, we want to get low to the ground. If I want to get low to the ground, and in most tripods this is the case, I've got to raise the center column. Defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Sometimes if you're photographing macro, or just like before, I went out to the edge of the lake here and there were some beautiful clouds. The sun was shining on the far side of the shore and I took 3 photos. One with the tripod fully extended. The second one like this, because this is as low to the ground as I could get. Well, I thought like, I want to get down lower. Fotopro have got an Allen key where if I push it in on this side here, out pops the Allen key, a larger size and a smaller size. And with the larger size here, I just quickly undo it. Now, this is all I've got. So all I have to do, drop this out, down on the ground. I can just tilt the LCD screen up. Everything on this tripod has got a purpose. There is nothing on this tripod that doesn't have to be there. How would I rate this tripod? I can't find a flaw in it. And this is something where people look and they go like, look at how much this tripod costs. For half the price, I can get a similar tripod. When I bought this camera, it was around $3,200. The lens on here brings up another $600. If I'm using my Viltrox 16mm, that's another $1,000 on this. You're spending a lot of money on your camera, on your lenses. And then I see people try to penny pinch and say, I really need a good tripod. They look at this and go like, wow, I've seen the reviews of this Fotopro travel tripod. It's great, but I can get something similar at half the price. So they go and buy something at half price. I've seen people with expensive gear using a very cheap tripod and then complain when they're doing long exposures. Oh, you know, this camera shake. Well, of course, because the tripod's not meant for that. Take a look at this photo here, which I just took before. 6 seconds in daytime with a 10-stop ND filter. There's no camera shake. Why? Because it's so stable. As you can see, this Fotopro Origin Travel Tripod fits your need perfectly. It's light. It is a tripod that when I used to walk up and down the mountains, this is something that I would have loved. The weight, just over 1 kilogram. It is so light compared to my other tripod. Got any questions, feedback, comments? Leave it in the comments box below. I'll answer your questions. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Really helps me out. And I'll see you next time I'm out and about.